we're seeing the same type of freeing up of the system. Now, what that does, though, is, there's that inevitable potential backlash when the numbers go up. So when we use these authorities, when we design these authorities, we should learn from history. And we should say that these are just contracts. These are, as Rick is saying, these are authorities that allow us to hit the reset button for contracting and go back to the potential ways that we did contracting in the first, the second offset, prior to the continuously addition of new requirements and barriers to commercial contractors. But at the same time, we have to recognize that there are these values that come back up when things in different cycles. And so when we use other transactions, we have to be mindful that there has to be some competitive process out there. It doesn't have to be full and open, but that's why the DIO establishes commercial, the CSO, the BAAs, the different ways of showing that we are going out there and looking across the globe for the best solution. That's competition. That's and bringing that back. We have to justify that, and that should not be too difficult of a task. We have to ensure that we're getting a fair price. Well, it doesn't have to be. You don't need to use TINA and CAS and pose a government unique process which only Lockheed Martin and Raytheon and GD can, and a handful of others can comply with. We need to figure out how we can get a fair price through a commercial type vehicle with Amazon, with Google, with a startup in Silicon Valley or a startup in Austin. And we have to figure out, and this is what's driving folks up in Congress crazy, particularly the R&D side, why is it we try to impose on these small businesses a cost accounting standard and TINA and TINA compliance on companies who really what we have to do is we would serve us. But if they've got something really cool, we want them to go out there and make a gazillion dollars in the marketplace because that's strong, that's best thing for the United States, best thing for the government. But instead, we try to make them like little mini Lockheeds. Why are we doing that? With another transaction, you don't need to do that. Which is why Congress put in, or I think, we'll talk to the new staff because I wasn't a part of this, why I think they put in the preference. They really wanted to get away from the imposition of all of this because they really want our future research and development base to be dual use, to be able to move back and forth, to bring in the best ideas that are out there, to access all of that art research and development that we don't pay for, and bring it in, and then modify it for specific DoD uses. And that's what you can do with another transaction. I would argue you could do it with FAR Part 12 commercial of a type, but we've kind of killed that off in the last 10 years. Perhaps it'll come back. Perhaps we'll see the light. But we have some great vehicles. We have a great opportunity. The stars are aligning. We have a terrific tool which has been in place now since 1926. If you go back to the Army Air Corps Act, we can do this, but we need senior leadership behind us, and it's terrific to see the secretaries are aligning. There's a hearing tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or tomorrow with 3 service secretaries. Although I think Secretary Spencer's not going to be there, so Hondo Hertz will be in his place, plus Ellen Lord, to go up to the Hill. What's Hill going to ask about, I'm assuming? Why haven't you implemented the 16 and 17 NDAs? Why haven't you implemented all this stuff? We've given you these tools. It's been 2 years. What's going on? And I look forward to see what their answer is going to be. I think they'll be saying, we're on it. But they will be looking for ways to do this that get capability out faster, but tell a good story, because we still have those acquisition values. I mean, these acquisition values that are going to be in tension. It's efficiency, effectiveness, fairness, competition, innovativeness. All of these things, all of these values don't always agree with each other. And we have different definitions of these terms whenever we are in a different budget cycle. So we have to kind of come to terms with how to articulate this. But right now we have a great opportunity to get that capability out. And frankly, I think if we do not do this, we'll be misserving. We're doing a huge disservice to the nation if we don't move quickly.